Hey, what's up, guys? Little bit of sad news today. Ugri has announced that he will not be renewing Play Free for All, and while he will allow the bots to run, he's not going to try and transfer the site. Some of you may not have been following the story along with this. Um, Play Free for All is probably the most successful global ladder in existence right now. War 3 Arena is fantastic. They do a great job over there. But even there, they can't really touch the numbers of people that Play Free for All has had on their site. It's just been an overall great experience, and they connected it to pretty much every server, every realm out there, so you could play from anything. It really has been one of the most important things to come about from Free for All, and because of that fact that it was so popular, a player named Q-Man has decided to DDoS it. Basically, they keep sending an overload of page loads. This is very simplified, obviously, but it makes it so the site slows down to the point where it is no longer accessible. And unfortunately, the host that Ugri was using decided that the importance of a few users was more important than standing up for what's right and continuing to try and battle the offending aggressor and just letting Ugri hang in the wind. It's not been an enjoyable experience for anybody in the community, but we can only imagine what Ugri is going through. So you may notice we're not actually shoutcasting a game for this. I think the matter is short enough that we don't need to, and serious enough that I don't really want it to be detracted by ongoing gameplay. You can see that the background here is a Play Free for All finals for what was one of the first Play Free for All cups. And this holds specific importance to me, and I think it holds a lot of importance to the community as well. This is one of the crowning moments in Play Free for All history. Ugri held an incredibly successful cup. Obviously, there are a lot of other important players involved in it. Searcher was the one that started the In Search for Freedom Cups, and this one had a total prize pool of $500, which, if you've been following Warcraft 3 for the last 10 years, you know that that is an incredibly impressive amount, especially for a free-for-all cup. It had four of the best players in the game today, and three of the most well-known free-for-all players in Persuade, Rec, and Maga. So it was a absolute gem of a tournament. The final probably wasn't as great as a lot of people would have liked to see, but overall it was incredibly successful, and it was almost a year ago now. It really seems like it has both been longer than that and not been that long because of the fact that Play Free For All has just absolutely thrived. Ugri has made it one of the most successful things, as I mentioned. So today I'm bringing Mog in here. We hope that we can make a difference, and maybe if Ugri knows just how important this is to the Free For All community and even the Warcraft 3 community as a whole, we can get him to reconsider. In the description of this video, I'm putting a link to the thread that Ugri made on freeforallmasters.net, and I would ask all of you to go there and make a comment. Doesn't have to be anything special, but just let Ugri know how much this means to us. How much the
any
project.
comment.
Yep.
Sorry to interrupt you. I mean, any comment is special because I know I, for one, I didn't. I think I mentioned in a previous comment somewhere that I never donated financially to Play Free for All. I was just a member of the community that took advantage of the great enjoyment that it brought and just the whole revival to Free for All as a game type and to Warcraft as a game as a whole that we all have loved to play for many years, many years for some of us. So it would be great to show your support and maybe share a memory. Like that sounds funny to say, but
Yep.
when you were talking about the In Search for Freedom Cup, and I didn't get to play in that one, but it made me think of just how many great events Play Free for All hosted in less than a year. I can't believe that was just a year ago because how many In Search for Freedom Cups have there been held since then, and they've all been incredible. And the point you made about the prize pool, like that's the amount of money that is ridiculous to throw into a tournament for a 13-year-old game or however old Warcraft is. uh, and it's amazing to be honest. So
No, I completely
yeah,
agree. And they've even been branching out. I mean, part of the problem was that they had a hugely successful random 1v1 tournament. And this is a game type that, despite having 13 years with the game, had never been hosted before. But it just kind of popped up. I mean, Ugri is great at spearheading these efforts, and it became incredibly successful for the first iteration. It had a small monetary prize pool, but for the most part, people wanted to play because it was a breath of fresh air. And Ugri has known that the hacker has been out there for a while and targeting um, fresh free for all or not, or sorry, fresh Warcraft 3 sites that are trying to keep the game alive. We're not going to spend much time talking about him because that's the insignificant part of this. But he knew the risks that were out there, and he decided to carry on because that's who Ugri is. He's not going to be cowed into being told what he can and can't do. He has always strove to host the best possible experience that he can do, and I think that he has succeeded all around there. Obviously, this is not a platform to become super emotional or super mushy, etc. But as Mog said, if you can go ahead and just share one memory you have, I mean, Ugri had almost 1,000 people registered on his site. He had probably 10,000 people play on the bot. If we had merely 1% of those that played on the bots share a memory with him, that would be 100 people. And he doesn't get nearly enough credit for what he does. So I think it's about time we change that. I think it's going to be a shame if Play Free for All shuts down, but I understand because that's his decision, that's his choice, and it's a lot of work, it's a lot of stress, and frankly, he may not have time for that. But hopefully, if we can share enough of our feelings about Play Free for All, feelings about Ugri, and letting him know how important he is to the community, we can change his mind and bring Play Free for All back to be an even bigger success than it has been so far.
yeah, definitely. It's a depressing thing to think about, to see it go, especially that last tournament, that random one versus one tournament was such a huge hit. It was it really kind of showed, in my opinion, like we knew how many people loved play free for all, but um, bringing in solo players and bringing in professional players, it was incredible to see, and really entertaining to watch too because of the game type is just so innovative. Um, and I think Ugri is one of those few people where he has a vision and he actually achieved it. He achieved it through Play Free for All, and I think it could achieve even more. So um, I know there's a lot of creative people that play Warcraft, but not many of us actually put that creativity to use and create something so extraordinary. So um, that has to be applauded and respected. If he does decide that this is it, like he had a great run. We had a great time playing, taking advantage of the services that were offered and provided. But I hope it's not the end, and I know many people share that sentiment because um, I admit I really enjoyed coming home from work and hopping on the bot and playing a few games. And the competition that it brought, the ladder system it brought, is something that can't be uh, recreated. I guess not. That's not the right word. Mirrored. It can't be reinvented through someone else. Like this was Ugri's vision coming to life, and I want to see where else it can go because we started to get a glimpse of that through that last tournament. So that's my sentiment, and
Yep.
I'm sure it's shared by many others. So
Absolutely. I think you really captured the most important thing there is this is what Ugri has already done. Don't you want to see where he can lead us in the future? Don't you want to see all the great things that can be pulled off? So please just take a moment. The link is in the description. Go let Ugri know what you really enjoyed about the bot, how much you'll miss him, and hopefully we can get him to stay around because I think we're really going to be missing out on something if we don't. But should he do it, then Ugri, I would just like to say to you, thank you so much for everything you've put in here. You really have done amazing things, and you should enjoy your retirement. Um, Nobody deserves it more than you. Obviously, it would be hard to bear the loss of you within the free for all community, but should that happen, I hope that you have nothing but the best, and I'm sure we'll see you around somewhere. So, we'll be back with more regularly broadcasted stuff. But Mog, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me again, and
Yep,
thanks should go out to Ugri.
we'll catch you guys later.